and I'm back again with another review, and super excited to give this to you guys. This time for Doom Patrol season 4, and must I say it again? It is the best superhero show on HBO Max. I don't need to say more about what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. It's just the better show. There's nothing else to say there. But back for season 4, and the gang is back again with more crazy antics. If you guys are not familiar with where season 3 left off, let me give you a quick recap. So, as you know, the last season was about, of course, time travel, and Rita going back in time to pretty much live a life trapped in the past where her memory's gone, and she meets Michelle Gomez's character, Madame Rouge, and tries to figure out, what's going on, who she is, because she no longer remember. We come back into the show with the present Rita going back to the past and then catching back up to where we are. Then there's the whole reveal that we find out what happened with Madame Rouge, and pretty much the whole plot of her betraying her friends, and wound up getting her whole love care. So you haven't seen that. Obviously, you're watching this now, so you know what's going on. But the eternal flagellation, which happens, and then the show ends with them making a choice to continue to want to be a superhero team, because this is something that we have not generally gotten throughout the entire show. So, but we come back into where the last season left off, with Rouge being on the team, Rita not trusting her, and her being on a trial basis to see if she should keep her at arm's length or close, so that she can't do anything crazy out here. Season 4, as promised, comes back even crazier than any previous season. All I'm gonna say is you're gonna see a lot more ass here. You're obviously gonna get more of the time travel. We're gonna pick up some people. I'm not gonna say who. I don't want to spoil this here. But the gang's all back. Robotman, Elastigirl, Crazy Jane. We still got we've got the rest of the crew here on the team. And it's crazy because we're coming back to the show after the whole Niles Calder. We've gotten past that after the first 2 seasons, and now the team is now trying to reestablish itself and actually be a team, actually be a superhero team. And that's where the show comes back, because it's something that we have not seen since season 1, is them actually be a team and work cooperatively and actually get the mission done, which I feel like is something that we've been struggling with for a long time. But yeah, we definitely get a lot of the action here, which is crazy good. They do a really good job on the stunt work. Actually fun seeing them come back as a team and work together. I don't want to spoil the first villain they encountered as a team, but it completely blew my mind. I didn't think they were going to take the show there. Reminder again as to why Doom Patrol is one of my favorite shows on HBO Max, just period. So you can't get any better than that. No comparison to the other superhero DC show. It's just better. That's all I'm saying. No shots fired. But we get a little bit more. We get a little bit more background into some of the characters here, while introducing new people into the show. I think one of the things that I finally really like about getting to the season is that we finally start to see them kind of get more into their abilities and like what they can do. And I feel like that was something the show struggled with for a very long time, is because it felt like it was in a kind of a origin story for a while, because we were consecutively still telling the story of like what happened to them, how they got to that point. Didn't really drag the show down, but I just really wanted to see like an established team, and I feel like we get that here, a little bit more of that here, because this is constantly the team that's as they would say, is fucking up all the time, and they just do not work well together at all. So pretty much any expectation that you have for this show is going to be exceeded, because again, it's just generally good. They do the time travel thing very well. I feel like time travel is always a touchy subject, because you have to establish your rules and how you want to how your time travel is established. Like, you interfere with yourself. You get like, this more so jumps into like involving the time stream and how involved the time stream is. Again, I don't want to get into any spoilers here, but as you know from the last season, they have a time machine. They have access to a time machine now, and last season, Cliff, had a big robot body, and by the way, you see it in the trailers here. He has his body back. I'm not going to say, any more than that. But everybody gets either an upgrade here, or they kind of fall back into same repeated patterns. Cyborg comes back, and as you know from the last season, he had his tech removed, which, what is Cyborg to do now that he's not Cyborg? Now that he doesn't have, the arm cannon, he doesn't have the tech, he doesn't, he's not able to do AYZ. What is Cyborg without being Cyborg? Because the story before was, who is Cyborg if he's not Vic, or vice versa. So we get a little bit more of that, and as to what he's able to do, his relationship with his father. And again, all I'm gonna say here: time travel. We get Rita still harboring on to her revenge against Madame Rouge, and whether or not she should forgive him, because she cost her a loved one here, and that's not something that you can easily just forget. So we have a lot of that where it's just pretty much like, oh, you're gonna either forgive me or can I just move on? So you're gonna get a lot of back and forth between them two. We come back with Jane in this season, with from the last season, her and the psychiatrist H Harrison. She comes back and she is taken over as primary, and she is pretty much realizing that being primary, being K, is not as ideal as she would hope, but she tries to do her job as a psychiatrist, and analyze the squad, which honestly doesn't work that bad if you watch this here. Like, them actually having a therapist on site probably works better for the team, so they can kind of move on and do what they need to do. But she's still dealing with her issues with the underground, and we now seeing Kay kind of move on from the trauma in her life and try to establish something new now that she actually had an opportunity to experience the outside world and actually go up and be herself. So we actually, the personalities are starting to no longer be useful, because now Kay is actually recovering. So we're trying to figure it out. We get a little bit more of that there. And of course, we get Cliff. Cliff is still dealing with potentially dealing with Parkinson's, because he's a brain and a robot. So eventually, your brain decay. So we did have him deal with actually having his mortality checked in this, and him actually potentially dying, and him still wanting to see and hang with or embrace his family, without losing that as much as he can, or be around as much as he can, while involving them in all the craziness that is the Doom Patrol. So we actually do see Doom Patrol on the show too, because before they didn't actually have an established team. But yeah, there we go. All I'm gonna say, last thing I'm gonna say about this, without going, into any spoilers, is of course, we get more magic here. If you know anything, if you're watching the show, obviously the show is heavily magic involved, and sciencey. So we get a little bit of that. Last season we got zombies, and we're gonna get a little bit more of that here. We're gonna get more backstory into the ant farm, and like I said, just new characters. I just wish I could say more. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. And I also want to say, so I've had the opportunity to watch 6 episodes of the show. Thank you HBO Max for allowing me to watch that. And all I can say is that it's just really, really good. It's coming back December 8th. The show, like I said before, is HBO Max's one of their best shows, superhero wise, on the streaming service. Like, you cannot get any better than that. Like, but Doom Patrol, December 8th, HBO Max. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, I didn't really want to get into too much spoilers on this, but maybe as you watch it, you can just don't leave any spoilers here in this review channel, but maybe we'll do something later. And just let me know what you guys think so far of the overall season as you watch it and you watch the review. But on that note, Terrell here with Doom Patrol Season 4, and check it out December 8th, HBO Max. See you guys later.